Kathryn Howard's Alien Abduction and Prophetic Visions, September 7, 2019. Kathryn Howard's experience is most likely a little-known case of alien abduction. It is one, however, that shares many resources with several other cases around the world. Attention: content of the subject without proof of the truth of the claims presented in it, which may contradict the currently accepted science and the general belief spread in humanity. It is also worth remembering that the acronym FO does not necessarily mean alien ship but simply an identified flying object, whatever its origin, human, natural or extraterrestrial. The Alien Abduction and Prophetic Visions of Kathryn Howard. Elements of substantial waste of time, sightings of strange ships leaving the sky, and even the possibility of seeing the Earth below are all the details that appear here. In addition, Kathryn claimed a deep understanding of life in the universe after the meeting. This suggests a more spiritual experience, and certainly none harmed by unexplained feelings of terror and confusion. While many believe that alien presence on Earth is far from benevolent to humanity, others firmly believe that the opposite is true. Kathryn Howard's case could be proof of this beneficial intervention in the universe. In April 1969, in the interior of Sweden, Kathryn Howard and his two friends, Martin and Harvey pseudonyms, were discussing politics. Everyone considered themselves part of the hippie movement, and everyone was very politically aware. On this particular day, they were talking about the ongoing problems in Vietnam and Biafra. The day was clear and sunny, and the sky was a clear blue. Perhaps that is why the strange oval ship witnessed by Kathryn and Martin was so easy to see. The ship stood there in front of them for a moment, strange leg-like devices moving down from the bottom of the ship. Then it was gone, as was the blue sky and the ground, now replaced by a strange gray fluid eternity in which Kathryn and Martin were apparently floating. They could see the Earth and the Moon below them. Kathryn would later describe the encounter as if she were sitting in the universe. She could also feel a sense of inner peace and a cosmic connection with the awareness of space and time. Strange images passed before his eyes, which seemed moments of human history. With these images came understanding. Martin spoke after similar feelings. Then, without warning, Kathryn and Martin, along with Harvey, sat on their couch at home. It was 11 p.m., that is, more than 10 hours passed. None of them remembered returning home, and Harvey, unlike Kathryn and Martin, did not remember anything strange having happened besides the hours that were lost. At first, he believed his friends were playing a joke, but soon realized that they were serious in their stories. Regression. 16 years later, in 1985, Kathryn would undergo a hypnotic regression to reveal the full story of that afternoon. Although little snippets of information have returned over the years, beyond recollections of the meeting, that Kathryn would refer to the experience as a kind of haired vision, no further details emerged. Once under regression, however, memories of the missing time and exactly what they experienced emerged. The ship had approached them so close, in fact, that the legs at the bottom led them into her. As the object snapped upward, Kathryn could easily see through the transparent material below it. The Earth, huge at first, quickly became smaller and finally out of sight. This caused panic in Kathryn, who feared she would never return home. However, for reasons she didn't understand, a sense of serenity soon overcame her anxiety. Her last memory was of looking at the object from the ground, taking off and disappearing into the sky. The next thing she knew was that she and her two friends were sitting on the couch. A final point of interest is how she would describe the entities around her as being transparent. This is very similar to the claims made by the Salyut 6 team, who also spoke of feelings of euphoria and joy. Kathryn spoke of an intense feeling that she had a message to convey to humanity, although she was not entirely sure what that message was. Strange premonitions have also hit her through her dreams sense experience. Why only Kathryn and Martin? What the researchers find strange is that only Kathryn and Martin seem to have these experiences. There are two main theories as to why this. Perhaps, as some people believe, the experience was for Kathryn and Martin only, so Harvey was somehow out of the meeting. There are many such reports recorded. For example, when an abductee is taken out of bed while the partner sleeps beside them, apparently unconscious. Others believe it may be something within the mind or even the genes of Kathryn and Martin, perhaps, that made them susceptible to experience. Kathryn believes this theory is more accurate because it was looser to Martin and at a similar wavelength. It has been written before, for example, about Edgar Cayce and the Akashic Record. While Cayce apparently could control and access this cosmic knowledge bank at will, even describing the journey in a similar way, Could Kathryn's premonitions be the first steps to such understandings? It is also worth noting that John A. Keel, in his book Our Haunted Planet, speculates that UFO sightings may be the energy of paranormals leaving their bodies and accessing these cosmic records. Many ancient texts, he would argue, describe these psychic encounters in this way. Crystal headdress. Kathryn Howard herself, even after the regression, would declare that while firmly believing that there was a solid aspect to her experience, it was more to her like a spiritual awakening. The experience would cause an opening of something within it. It may be interesting to note that she and Martin were looking at the ship before meeting in the strange gray eternity. Could this experience have been some kind of advanced hypnotic trance achieved just as a hypnotist would focus his patient on something in front of him? Something that would open paths in the mind usually off limits. She would claim to be able to see her own past and other lives again, something Case claimed to do. She could also have terrifying visions of the future, like wildfire burning all over the earth. In her opinion, it was a glimpse of the end of civilization, and it was these visions that forced Kathryn to force people to open their eyes. It is unclear if any of the premonitions that Kathryn has already come true. It is not even clear if she informed anyone. She stated during an interview in the 1990s that other clairvoyants often tell her that they may see a strange crystal headdress around her head, like an aura. Interestingly, Kathryn stated during her regression sessions that she had the feeling of hearing a crystal headdress or helmet during her abduction experience.